there was bombings in Paris. And of course, it was very hard to see and painful to look at what was happening there. However, for myself, I understood that the next few days would be difficult for me. As I got ready for school the next day, this anxiety quelched inside of me. I felt I had to prove to others that I was a good person. Prove to others that I wasn't like them, those people. Propaganda online, it almost became that ISIS, Islam, Pakistanis, South Asians are all in the same category. As I go to school, this older guy at the time, he looks at me and goes, Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! I look in disgust. I didn't know what to say. I didn't get upset, but I felt this emotional quelch of my guts just draining out and going inside. I play it off. I get to school. There's form time. I sit down with my friends, and everyone's just talking about it. As I get there and sit down, I feel like everyone's staring at me. Like they're looking at me like, why did you do that? Why did you do this? And I felt that inside. As an 11, 12-year-old, it's a horrible feeling to experience. I can quite imagine it's similar to that of 9/11 when that occurred. Things weren't going to be the same. From this day on, being South Asian, being Muslim, being Pakistani just felt a bit different, and it always has been different. I grew up in a very white, Gore area. I felt isolated. I've always felt alug. I've always felt different. And I came back from school and I told my mum, "Mum, I'm white." No, babe, no, you're brown. No, I'm white. I'm white. What was in my mind to think I'm white? It's almost like being white is better because everyone else is white. My friend, you go to a school full of Gore, a lot of them who aren't religious, they're atheists, they think God is bakwas, they think it's all rubbish. That imprints in your mind. And then other things like ISIS and Muslims bad. Even me as a Muslim, it made me feel like Muslims are bad. This is a propaganda. This is a brainwashing. And this happened to me so many times. It felt like I don't want to be South Asian. Why am I South Asian? I put on the TV and I see Baljeet but they're all losers. They're never the winners. Why are they always just this like corner shop owner or the nerd or the geek or the engineer or doctor? Why? Why couldn't we be the Rocky Balboa or the Arnold Schwarzenegger? Why can't we be the main character? Why do we have to be that side character? You know, this really impacted me for a long time. I never had a clear role model in my life. And it all changed during lockdown 2020. You see, my friend, Boris Johnson said we had to stay indoors. We couldn't leave the house. So we had a lot of time. And my mother was watching a Bollywood film once. And, you know, I said, oh, fine, I'll just watch it. I loved it. I was obsessed over it. Sure, the films are great, the music's good and stuff, but it wasn't necessarily that. There was something else about it. For once, my skin, my color, my culture, my race were the main characters of a moment, of a scene, of a story. We weren't the side character. We weren't the losers. We were the winners. We saw Shah Rukh Khan dancing up and down, pushing people, fighting them, and just being cool. And it wasn't just that. It was also the showcasing the culture, the tradition, the values, the love, the weaknesses, and the strengths. This made me fall in love with being brown, being South Asian. Being South Asian is my identity. Compare, I know it sounds silly, but compare Gore food to Asian food. Gore food bland, Asian food got spices, herbs, all these things. That's what makes us special. We're very different. I'm both alag hai. For us to want to be like other white people, that's completely wrong. We should love who we are. We shouldn't go, oh, I need to whiten my skin and be like this. And no, you are who you are. God has made who you are, and you're going to be that person for the rest of your life. And you have to own it. You can't be anyone else. The only person you can be is yourself, and be the best version of yourself. All I'm saying Being South Asian is the new meta. We've been sold propaganda, we've been sold brainwashing, we've been told that Asians are smelly and they're weak and they can't do anything. They're like subhumans. But it's time we change that. It's time we become the best. It's time we become fit and strong. It's time we become healthy. It's time we take over and become respected from everyone. I'm not saying it as it is. I'm saying maybe one day other people want to be like us. Why can't we be the role models on the screen? The Shah Rukh Khan of Western media. Why can't this be the case? And it starts with you. It starts with you to change how you are as an individual. You may be weak. You may be a loser. You may be tired all the time. And you may be procrastinating and fapping 4 times a day. You want to change the world, my friend. You have to change yourself first. You start getting active, you start going for walks, you start eating cleaner food, you start going to the gym or lifting weights. Once you do those things start to change. You stop having this mindset where you believe that the whole world's against you. No one's against you. The only person who's against you is yourself.